Today, the world is running on the wheels of mechanism, and the human heart is yearning for escapism. Tirun Travel Marketing has perfectly understood this, which they have dared to take on with their line of cruise ships.
Tirun Travel Marketing is India representative for Royal Caribbean International. We were incepted in year 1991, so it's been 28 years. We represent 4 different cruise brands for Royal Caribbean International, which are Royal Caribbean Cruises, Celebrity Cruises, Azamara Cruises. We have pioneered the cruising concept in India.
Embarking on a journey into the unknown, Tirun Travel Marketing narrates its story of trials and tribulations over 28 years.
Tirun as an organization has 2 kinds of businesses that we have. One is individual travel and the other is corporate travel, where we have volumes or we have groups. We have people in higher number traveling together. And this typically is MICE, so basically it's meetings, incentives, conferences, events, that kind. And I predominantly look at that aspect of travel. I work very closely with the business development team. The Tirun business development team is growing, and we pretty much have a BD in every state of India today, covering every state of India, and I work very closely with the team.
Tirun's biggest challenge was using spreadsheets, where they discovered a major setback in their sales.
The major issues we faced while using those spreadsheets were, first of all, the data loss that happened due to multiple offices were using the same spreadsheet.
And not just that, sometimes information went missing. There was information that was, while being updated, it wasn't being updated correctly.
The spreadsheet was not efficient, and it takes a lot of time to get the data.
Tirun was evaluating a CRM that would serve as a central place to track their work.
Before purchasing Zoho, the products that we considered was Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics. And when I compared those 2 products with Zoho, I found out that Zoho was very user-friendly and it was very easy to adopt. Our organization at that point of time was not that tech savvy. So we need to find a solution or a software which is easy to use so that the adoption can happen pretty quickly. That was the deciding factor which helped us decide that Zoho is the right technology for us.
It was simple, and within a few weeks, Ashwini was able to set up Zoho CRM for different departments in Tirun.
So we started off with small group of people and we worked with them constantly. We take their feedback, and based upon their feedback we kept on improving. When we found out that they were comfortable with the whole implementation, then we rolled this out to the other teams.
Zoho One became the one-stop solution for Tirun with its suite of applications.
When we started using Zoho CRM, we looked at the other tools or other product of Zoho suite. So like we started with Sales IQ, which was a Zoho product. So we were considering going for Sales IQ, but then Zoho launched Zoho One. So we moved from Zoho CRM to Zoho One, and we've got a bigger bunch of product with Zoho suite. So now we have more than 30 applications. We use Zoho Sales IQ, we use Zoho Social, we use Zoho. We are planning to implement Zoho People for HR management software solution. We are using Zoho Campaigns, we are using Zoho Meetings, Zoho Work Drive. So we are using a lot of Zoho product which are there in Zoho suites at this point of time.
Every activity is recorded on a daily basis. The organization witnessed an improved accuracy of data, a steady rise in sales, and clarity in their operations. This is beautifully explained by the Tirun team.
The flow of work is we get a call in the office, so we have travel agent guests calling us, and so we capture the data. So Zoho is used to capture the data of the inquiries they've made. So in Zoho we capture like the sale day, the name of the passenger, the travel agent, when are they going to travel. So based on these data, we send out an inquiry, and the salespeople are supposed to do this entry in Zoho, so that at the end of the day we know how many inquiries were generated, and out of them how many passengers we have booked. So basically we capture daily work in Zoho.
The manager group operations essentially manages all inquiries that have a minimum of 16 paying guests or 8 cabins. So knowing the status of the inquiry for a group is extremely important for Tirun, so that we can ensure efficient closure. And therefore, we've created a pipeline for each inquiry stage. So whether it's the inquiry received, basic lead which is generated, then we send a request to the cruise line to get a group rate. Once the rates are received, then we share it with the client. So at every stage, we need to make sure that we are monitoring and so that we know where we are and what is it that we need to do to ensure that the query is closed and we've won the business. And therefore, this particular reporting is extremely important to us.
With the use of Zoho Analytics, Tirun is able to evaluate their business on a regular basis, and this has helped them generate more bookings.
I use Zoho for reports and a lot of insights on the data that we generate through online sources, be it B2B or B2C. We have structured our interface in a manner that we are able to get separate reports, no duplicacy of data, and even if there is duplicacy, there is always a differentiator.
Be it state-wise, be it city-wise, be it nationwide. We use Zoho CRM, and all the data which is being fed into Zoho CRM, we can run live reports. There are live dashboards available.
The different reports that are run on Zoho, one of course is the activities report. So like I was mentioning, the business development team actually logs their events into the Zoho app, and we are able to kind of identify and analyze, what are the clients that they are visiting? Is this in sync with the strategy that we have, or do they need to make certain changes? And so on a daily basis, we're able to give them feedback on what they need to do to make sure that it helps them to achieve their targets. The second report that we run on a very regular basis is the group inquiries, open inquiries basically. So as and when they generate leads in Zoho, we run reports on a regular basis to see how many open queries do we have and what it is that we as a team can do to make sure that the query is closed.
Tracking budgets and mapping bookings with Zoho campaigns has resulted in smarter investments, saving Tirun time and money.
So we create a campaign in Zoho, and we update the costing in the campaign section, and the teams then automatically add any inquiry generated from any particular campaign and associate the inquiry or deal with the particular campaign, so that at the end of the day we want to run an ROI of that particular campaign. Then we can simply look at the total number of deals that we have got from a particular campaign.
There are a lot of automated emailers which we have set up for the B2B site as well as the B2C site. These range from a form fill up to a chat to a courtesy hold to a final payment, partial payment or full payment, whatever. So all of the jobs that operations guy had to do through emailers or phone calls to the guest has to some extent been done through emailers, and we see a lot of traction from our guests on emailers as well.
Zoho has helped improve collaboration between different departments of Tirun.
We have implemented the chat from Zoho on our website. It works beautifully on the website just because all the leads that are getting generated on a real-time basis, the inquiry is created on the system, and we have chat assistants coming from our operations guys. There is no time lag in addressing those queries, and we see maximum conversion through our chat.
The whole implementation started with this idea of getting us or finding a solution where we can see ourselves using for next couple of years, and we don't need to look here and there for any other technology vendor or any other software solution. So we started with Zoho. We started pretty small. We firstly identified what data needs to be there on Zoho. So we prepared those files, cleansed those files, and then we worked with our vendor to get the page layouts finalized. Once those were finalized, we simply uploaded the data in the system, which help us, in automating the whole process and whole journey.
We also use Zoho CRM to understand the region that is doing well. Is Singapore doing well, or is Europe doing well? Or where do we need to push in money, in Alaska or Caribbean? So these data that these people put in Zoho CRM is used to capture all these information.
Running their entire business on Zoho has transformed the way Tirun operates today.
The overall impact Zoho has brought in our lives is that we can say that our data is in safe hands. We don't need to be worried about our data.
So the best part about Zoho here is that I get a single interface where I can see what is happening on social media. I can also track hashtags. I can also track trends to an extent. So this single user interface really saves my time and saves flipping between tabs to see what is happening on a single campaign on different mediums.
Whenever they go in for a meeting, they actually check in on the app, and they also use this feature on the mobile app, which is called Near Me. So rather than going into that particular area 3 times a week, because of the app, they are able to plan their day better and get the maximum out of the day by getting into offices in the same locations. As soon as they're out of a meeting, they also log in the event, the in-person meeting. Now, because of the mobile app, they're able to do it on the go, and because of that, the information is that much fresh and that much more accurate.
The added advantage in Zoho suite of products are their support staff, and it is completely free.
The best about Zoho is that I don't need to shout. Earlier the thing was that I needed everybody's what have you done, what are your inquiries. So I don't need to know that now from them. They don't have to come to me individually to tell them what they have done. I just open my Zoho. There's a report that comes to me daily every morning that these are the things that every person has done. In fact, we've created a home page on Zoho CRM which says out of the 25 people who are the best 20. So this has made my life much less complicated, and I'm a little peaceful.
Because of this implementation, or because of this particular product suite, our production, or let's say our performances, have gone up, and the hassles which we used to face a couple of years back, they have gone down.